Attention! All things shared in this video are simply the opinions of the Unexplained Files. The following footage is not tampered with, and all of the events and reactions are unplanned and genuine.
Good day everyone. We've not got a good evening everyone because it's not quite evening yet. You join us today to explore the history of the town and home of the last ever hanged witches in England. We're going to look around the town a little bit, try and give you some information on their lives and where they lived, the things that they saw, and maybe tell some of the troubles and tales of what time in religious fanaticism and things that can cause. There's also some history of the plague that came to the town during the 1600s.
1646 I believe,
Something
like that.
Mid-1600s, so yeah, I say we get into this one. This story is the unfortunate but true events that surround the Bideford witches. It stands as a stark reminder of the dangers of prejudice, ignorance and unfounded accusations. Here we tell the story of the last documented case of witches hanged in England. Temperance Lloyd, Mary Trembles and Susanna Edwards.
Anyone who was different, be it herbalists, healers, the eccentric, antisocial and even the mentally ill, stood a high chance of falling victim to the accusations of witchcraft. And in an increasingly paranoid time in Europe, many children, men and especially women were accused of the crime of witchcraft.
On a night as plain as tonight, in the quiet town of Bideford, a normal and innocent woman, Temperance Lloyd, makes her way to Gunstone. On a Saturday in July of 1682, a shopkeeper, Thomas Eastchurch, made a complaint to the local parish constables about a woman, Temperance Lloyd, who was practicing witchcraft. She was arrested and locked up in a chapel at the end of the bridge in Bideford, awaiting questioning. She was charged with having used magical arts and sorcery upon the body of Grace Thomas, and that she had become familiar with the devil in the form of a black shadowy figure.
Grace's sister, the wife of Thomas, claimed that she found 9 pricks in her knee. Suspecting witchcraft, she confronted Lloyd, who confessed that she had pricked a piece of leather 9 times. Another woman, Anna Wakely, saw a magpie fly to Thomas's chamber window, again suspecting witchcraft. All other charges were hearsay. On July 3rd, Temperance Lloyd was questioned, to which she admitted guilt to all charges. It was on these very streets in Bideford that Temperance Lloyd, Mary Trembles and Susanna Edwards would have walked, begging for food and scraps. And it just happened to be on this very street here that Temperance Lloyd had her first meeting with the devil.
The following day, in prison, she admitted to the killing of William Herbert, Lydia Berman and Anne Fellow, as well as the blinding of Jane Dalen in one eye. She admitted to these crimes, still believing herself to be under the protection of the black shadowy figure that she had made a deal with. On the 8th of July, Temperance Lloyd was committed to Exeter Prison awaiting trial for witchcraft, during which time she maintained her guilt.
Mary Trembles came under investigation after a local woman, Grace Barnes, accused her of causing her illness. The authorities arrested Mary and her friend Susanna Edwards, who accompanied her while begging for food. At the inquiry, Grace Barnes' husband John spoke first, accusing Trembles of hurting his wife by way of witchcraft. William Edwards, husband of Susanna, then spoke, claiming to have overheard a confession. Whilst in the town lockup, Mary Trembles and Susanna Edwards became a spectacle and were often visited and leered at by passers-by.
A meeting with the devil, or simply just walking home in the evening. We'll never know what found Temperance Lloyd on these streets, but her fate was sealed. Mary Trembles, in her confession, blamed Susanna Edwards for inducting her and introducing her into witchcraft, to which Edwards then blamed Temperance Lloyd. Public opinion of Temperance Lloyd was already very low, and this situation certainly didn't help. Temperance Lloyd was responsible for the killing and cursing of multiple individuals, and now she was responsible for the corrupting of the souls of 2 good Christian women. With all of these accusations and the public spectacle that it had become, it seemed that these 3 women's fates were sealed. Tried before Sir Thomas Raymond and convicted by a jury, all 3 women were sentenced to death by hanging for the crimes of witchcraft. And on the 25th of August 1682, at the Heavy Tree Gallows in Exeter, all 3 women were hung, where their bodies were dumped in shallow graves and buried in unconsecrated grounds.
This is now part of the car park at St Luke's campus at Exeter University, where their bones still remain. Hopefully, they found some peace. Were these women really in league with the devil, using magic and curses to cause illness, injury, and death? Or were they just victims in a time of paranoia and hysteria? So there you have it, guys. That was the Bideford Witches. We would love to hear your thoughts and opinions, so if you could please drop them down in the comments box below. We'd love to hear what you've got to say. Also, if you want to see any of our other cryptid case files, we shall put an iCard at the top of the screen. You can click on, check those out. Please head over to the channel, check out some of our investigations. We've got a few paranormal investigations we've done up there. If you like our content, please, like and subscribe. That's always very much appreciated. But just want to say thank you for watching the video. We really appreciate that, and you have a great night and a great weekend. So we will see you on the next one. So take care, guys, and we'll see you soon.